Yesterday, it was Louisiana. On Saturday, it was California, also Georgia. On the 18th, it was Virginia, 17th, Texas, 16th, Florida, and California. There have been at least 10 cases of mass shootings in the US in just the last 7 days, and over 30 so far in 2023. The total last year stood at 648. That's almost 2 every day. At least 21 of these incidents had 5 or more victims. This is the state of the United States of America. This is the state of the American dream. If you ask me, this dream seems to have become more of a dread. Because in the world's oldest democracy, people are dying by random guns because their right to life has been threatened by the right to bear arms. In which other country does this happen? None. This is an American epidemic. And it's beyond the Wild West. Those people who died in Los Angeles over the weekend had gone out to have a good time. They were celebrating the Chinese Lunar New Year. There was a festive feeling in the air before the air was colored with blood and the sound of joy drowned by screaming voices.
Today was supposed to be a happy, nice day for everyone to enjoy, but stuff happens, so a lot of people can't enjoy the situation now, and it's not right for the other people not to enjoy, but what can we do?
It is a valid question. What do you do when the United States of America fails to keep Americans alive? Last Monday, there was another mass shooting in California. 6 people were killed by a gunman. Among the dead was a 16-year-old and her 10-month-old child. The teen mother was trying to run away from the shooter. He caught up with her, stood over her, and fired multiple rounds into her skull. What kind of a monster kills an infant and her mother? And what kind of a country arms such a monster? Our hearts really go out to these people, their families. You know, none of this is their fault. It is the failure of the American administration, the leaders of the country. American presidents, one after another, have failed to ensure something as basic as safety. And they want us to believe that America is civilized. The obvious question here is why? It's all about the money. Will you believe me if I told you that in the US, the guns and ammunition manufacturing industry alone is worth nearly $21 billion? One of the gun lobby groups, in fact, claims that in 2021, the industry was responsible for as much as $70.52 billion in total economic activity and $7.86 billion in taxes. Can you imagine the kind of money we are talking about? The people profiting from this business happen to be among the country's most powerful, the most influential. It is them who really run the show in Washington, not the White House, not those working out of the Capitol. Have you heard of the NRA, or the National Rifle Association? Again, a gun lobby group. This is what the group boasts about on its website. As former Clinton spokesman said, let me make one small vote for the NRA. They are good citizens. They call their congressmen. They write, they vote, they contribute, and they get what they want over time. This group has officially set aside $3 million to influence gun policy. Off the paper, though, the NRA spent around $250 million in 2020 alone. Where did all the money go? A lot of it in the pockets of American lawmakers. NRA funds are difficult to track, but here is a fact. The NRA has managed to cash wash leaders, bribe them. What it has also done is brainwash the public. The people of America have been made to believe that the archaic, outdated and preposterous Second Amendment is still relevant. The Second Amendment is what arms Americans with the right to carry firearms, the right to walk into a dance studio in Los Angeles and kill people, and then drive for 20 minutes to another neighborhood and try and attack people there as well. Tell me one thing, what business did a 72-year-old man have in carrying a pistol? The Second Amendment says a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Where does this leave the police? In other countries, it is the police that is responsible for the security of a state. In America, that role has been carelessly distributed. The state has armed everyone, and the state's police is too scared to enter a crime scene. When an armed monster goes rogue, Uvalde, for example, there are 120 guns for every 100 Americans. And these are just the registered weapons. Just in case you have any doubt, no other country has more civilians than has more guns than people. This bizarre number is exclusively American. In America, citizens have multiple guns. It's a one-of-a-kind arms race. And the ones losing this race are Americans and Americans alone. They are losing their sons, their daughters, parents and partners. Like I was telling you, this right to carry firearms has become a threat to the universal right to life. Let me now make you meet Jose. This young boy had great plans for his life. He wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He wanted to protect the people. Jose's family says the brave boy would always take care of his baby brother and his younger sister. But a shooter at Uvalde killed Jose. His life was cut short at 10 years old. He never got to live that dream of becoming a police officer or see his younger sister off to her prom. You know, it's very easy for the US president to order the flag to be lowered and flown at half-staff. But how does it in any way protect more people from meeting the same fate, from becoming victims of mass shootings, from dying so young? Well, it doesn't. What America needs is gun control. What the US needs is action. And from where I am sitting, it does not look like the Biden administration has what it takes for action. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.